My mother was an angel. She entrusted me with her secret, though I didn't really have anyone to tell. Given our home's remote location, she was virtually the only person I ever saw. Well, except for when we went to church, but I figured everyone there already knew. But I believed her. In fact, I still do, mostly because of the way she spoke. While cooking our dinner, she was always praying or reciting scripture, singing psalms, or shutting her eyes and speaking with the Lord himself. Mostly, though, she would talk about the devil. Her hatred for him could barely be contained. Anytime she uttered his name, she spat it out, as if the very mention brought bitterness. She would warn me of the devil's tricks often. "You can never believe a word from his vile tongue. No, not a single word," she would spew while chopping vegetables, her eyes bulging out of their sockets. "And you must be a good boy, a righteous boy. Yes, a righteous boy who grows into a righteous man, or you'll end up down below. Below!" she'd shriek, stomping her feet and pointing to the floor, wielding the jagged blade at me. "Do you want to end up down there, lurking beneath righteous feet forever, down below with the devil for all eternity?" So I would assure her that I was a good boy, and I promised her that I would grow into a righteous man. "You are a good boy, aren't you, David?" she would chuckle. Then she would bring the knife back to the cutting board, singing praises and thanking God for blessing her with such a righteous son. The thought of living with the devil terrified me. Because of this, I developed a phobia of the basement. Anytime I was asked to go down the steps, I would tremble and try not to weep. But I could never disobey Mother, and every time I went down, he tried to deceive me. "You don't really believe her now, do you, David?" His voice was as awful as his appearance, jagged and hoarse, pained and sickly. It made me so very, very afraid. So I covered my ears and averted my eyes, finishing my chore and racing back to salvation as quickly as I could. I'm so lucky that I had an angel for a mother, and so very fortunate that she taught me so well. Now, even though she's gone back to heaven, I still do everything she taught me to. I've grown into a righteous man. And, most importantly, I'm not afraid of the basement anymore. Because since Mother left, it's all up to me to bring the devil his meals. And he still tries to mislead me. "Please let me free, she's gone. You don't still believe her, do you, son? Please!" But I know better. My mother was an angel, and I don't believe a word from his vile tongue. Not a single word.